Before YouTube sends me to the Shadow Realm, let me just say that this is an educational video made to inform the viewers about racial discrimination and is in no way meant to be a guide to becoming a more efficient racist. Alright, now that we have that out of the way, let's get into the good stuff. Today we're going to be talking about racial slurs and ranking them based on their offensiveness and the likelihood that it will cost you your job. I'll try to keep them varied so it's not just the same slur 8 times. And before we get into it, because of YouTube's content ID algorithm, we're going to be putting them through captures when they're up on the screen. But everyone
wait, so what does that one say? What slur is that one? I'm not really understanding. What is that one?
Should be human, so that shouldn't matter, right? Let's get right into it, and let me just say that this is obviously a race for second place, as the first place spot is going to be going to the N-word. If you look at a racist keyboard, you'll see that the N, I, G, E, and R keys are the most faded, and I'm 99% sure it's not because they spend all day arguing about the social and political climate of the African country of Niger. It originates from the Latin for black, but during the slave trade in the 17th century, it began to be picked up as a slur, and would be used in common language until the late 20th century. Where it was decided collectively that we probably shouldn't be saying that.
This is interesting. That is interesting. No, this video right here, this is informative. No, that's what I like. It's teaching you. This is teaching you. We're being educational here. Hold on, teacher Dacky right here, bro. We're being educational. This one actually makes sense.
The Merriam-Webster dictionary rates it as the most offensive slur in English history, so even the dictionary agrees with the #1 spot.
So they rank slurs? I gotta figure that out.
It probably goes without saying that if you say
educational value and racism, best of both worlds. Exactly.
Before the R even leaves.
Exactly, bro.
Next, we have the fruit slurs, which when I read it first, I thought they were taking the piss too, but no.
Banana? That's a slur? Does that mean banana?
No, fruit slurs are real. And it's to do with minorities who want to be white, like bananas for Asians, who are yellow on the outside but white on the inside. Coconuts for brown people. And apples for the Native Americans, who are red on the outside.
I have never heard that. Have y'all heard that? I have never heard that. Banana is a slur? Really? I never heard that one. Interesting.
But want to be white.
What happens if you scream these at school? Nothing will happen. Everyone's gonna start. She just gonna give you straight A's. Everyone's gonna come to you. You just start throwing money at you. They're like, amazing, amazing. They're gonna give you flowers and everything, bro. Okay, yeah, I'm knowing.
Imagine trying to be hateful and calling someone a banana. I'd probably just look at you confused more than anything.
Exactly, bro.
Actually, I was wondering what we could do for the 5K subs, and seeing as how I'm basically anonymous, I figured I'd throw.
You're gonna respect you for saying it. That's what I'm saying, bro. Exactly.
Reveal. So we have something to look forward to. So if you haven't already, then go ahead and subscribe. For the fruit slurs, we're going to be putting them in the 10th spot as...
Yeah, that's gotta be horrible. That's one of the worst ones.
Confused and offended if you called them a fruit slur.
Yeah.
And you're most likely not even going to be getting a HR email. Never mind getting fired.
What's an HR email? Wait, is that for a application for a... Is that a application? No, it can't be. It can't be a application. No way, bro.
Chocolate ice cream or ice cream bars are the same fruit slurs, but for black people who are black on the outside and want to be white on the inside. Then we have a slur for Indians, mostly for Hindus, which is Pajit, which originates from the name Paky.
So you said, alright, good night, gang.
Indian names and in Jeet. It's used against Indian males due to the stereotypes associated with Indian men online, such as they're extremely horny and...
What about... What?
Against Indian males due to the stereotypes associated with Indian men online, such as they are extremely horny and they are very nationalistic. True or not, they have been associated with the name and are now used in a derogatory fashion. In a similar vein, Mujit,
I have never heard that one.
Indian response to Indian Muslims, which is obviously derived from the Pajit slur, but with the mu prefix. If you call an Indian person a Pajit or a Majit, they're most likely to get pretty offended. So I'm gonna be...
Dang, hold on, I gotta add that one to my bag. I gotta equip that one in my vocabulary. I didn't never use that before. I've never said that before. I never heard that or said that. This video is teaching me new vocabulary. I'm gonna start saying it.
Putting it higher up on the list. Maybe in 3rd place, although it could be displaced. And I guess I'll put Majit in there as well, as they're two sides of the same
review. What do you mean?
This one is a bit
hit or miss on
if you're gonna be fired. If you work in tech with a lot of Indians, then yeah, you're probably cooked. But if you have a blue collar job, you might just get a few laughs. Fuzzy Wuzzy. Yes.
What's that?
Fuzzy Wuzzy.
Okay, wait, what do you think? What do you think that's for? Okay, fuzzy. Oh, I can't say that. My bad. Okay, what do I think? What is it for? Okay, fuzzy. Gotta be like Native Americans. I'm telling you, it gotta be Native Americans.
Which is used disparagingly against Eritrean and Sudanese Africans. It originates
That's not Native Americans. That's the number one on the tier list so far. That's what those are.
It's from a poem by the same name that describes the respect that the British soldiers had for the Eritreans and Sudanese that fought alongside the British Army, and relates to their hair being frizzy.
Okay.
Originally, it had positive connotations, but over time it became more and more associated with anti-African racism, which is just life, I guess. I'm probably going to be putting this in the 9th spot as, for what it's worth.
Yeah, no, it's not worth it, exactly.
It started out in admiration.
Doesn't even sound that good.
From the beginning. Similar to the fruit slurs, it's pretty niche and uncommon, so we'll probably fly under the radar if you said this at work.
Yeah.
Although you would get some weird stares. Next up is Chink, which is...
Wait, he's just going to say him? Wait, so what was the point? Wait, so he's just gonna say, like, what was the point of him doing the capture thing? Why is he saying the ball? What was the point of doing the capture thing if he's just gonna say it? Yeah, I don't even know, okay.
Slur that is used against Chinese people primarily.
I do use this one though. I mean, no, I don't. I mean, I've heard this one.
Some speculate it may have originated from the Chinese phrase "ching ching," which is a courtesy. But others argue it wasn't really that popularized until labor shortages in the west coast of America led to primarily Chinese
I guess I'm saying, bro.
who were expert fishermen. And when an American patented his own fish gutting machine, he named it the Iron Chink, and its popularity just grew from there until it was in mainstream use. This one is similar to Pajit, as in the chances of
interesting.
are very environment dependent, but I'd say that it doesn't offend as much as being called a Pajit.
Yeah,
I would know because I've been called both.
No. What does he mean? I would know because I've been called both, but like, dang. What do you mean you've been called both? Oh, actually, the last is not funny. Oh, my bad, I'm sorry.
Despite being from neither region.
No, I think the right one's worse.
5th place. Cracker is going to be on...
Wait. Yeah, why would he say that? Like, why would he say that? This is getting a little too educational, showing the pronunciation and everything, but we need to know so we can, like, use it. I mean, so we can know not to use it.
On next, racial slur, and honestly, it's a bit of a push to call it a racial slur because I don't think I've ever seen a white person offended by being called a cracker in my life. It's like water off a duck's back. It apparently originates from the noise that whips would make, which I don't get how that's offensive.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Include Mayo Monkey, Vanilla Gorilla, Bleach Demons, Unscented Candles, etc.
I've never heard that one. Mayo Monkey? Mayo Monkey.
But some of these sound pretty cool if I'm being honest. Imagine just chilling with your homie and he goes, "What's up, my Vanilla Gorilla?" I'd be hyped. It's gonna go in 8th because it's weak,
what does he mean? I would be hyped. Yo, this dude is a troll. What is he talking about? Yo, this dude he's not making no sense.
The other ones below are more dumb, so yeah. And you're probably not gonna get fired. You're actually more likely to get a promotion for bantering with your boss.
Yeah.
A lesser known slur is goy.
No clue.
Refers to all non.
Oh, there's got to be some sort of Asian, some sort of like Indonesian Asian. I'm predicting. We're doing predicaments. What is for? Because we all haven't heard this one. No lie.
Jews, and its origins.
Oh, never mind. It's not for Asians of some sort. It's for my bad.
Are from the Talmud, which is the holy book of the Jews. The translation is similar to farm animals / creatures that are lesser. And I didn't actually know about this one.
And it's actually interesting.
But yeah, now you know that some Jews refer to all non-Jews as farm animals, so
dang, that's crazy.
But I'm gonna put it in 7th, just ahead of Cracker, as it's pretty unknown and not many people would.
New vocab acquired, exactly.
And similarly, wouldn't bring it.
Where my pen and paper? I gotta note this down.
Uncle Tom is a slur that is used primarily by black
people. Oh, I thought what?
To disparage other black people for acting in a way that they deem slave-like, but it didn't originally have the same meaning. The term came from the character Uncle Tom in Harriet Stowe's Uncle.
In my 15 years of being black, I have heard no one say that before, or ever heard of that. Is that bad? I've never heard that.
Uncle Tom's cabin, and in the story, Uncle Tom is beaten to death for protecting the whereabouts of his fellow slaves. This was distorted in subsequent plays that portrayed him as a self-serving sellout who betrays his fellow slaves, and the theme of selling out to the white man stuck with the character and led to the slur that we have today. Because it's mostly used by black people to describe other black people, you probably wouldn't lose your job for saying it if you're black. However, I wouldn't try this if you're a white person. So for that reason, I'm going to be putting it in the 6th spot.
Okay, interesting.
Second to last racial slur is Paky, which is a slur.
Oh, I know this one. I use this. I've heard this one. I know this one. I know this one. No, this one I know. This one I actually know. No, this one I know.
Used to disparage Pakistani Asians and rose to popularity during racial tensions in the UK in the 60s and 70s. Racist nationals would form Paki bashing groups to harass and attack Pakistanis and South Asians. which led to thousands of racially charged attacks and even some deaths.
Oh, what?
These sparked outrage in the formation of British Asian youth movements to protect their communities, and eventually through social and political change, the clashes stopped.
Okay.
I'm going to put this in the 5th spot, as you could argue it's similar to Chink. However, I think the history of violence puts it over the edge. And again, I'd say...
Bro, I like how he just has the calming music in the background while they're saying these. It's really interesting to me. Actually, really, I enjoy this right here. It's a good lecture. It's a good lecture.
It has the potential to cost you your job, but it could also just lead to having to attend some racial mindfulness.
It's beginning used daily in the UK.
Our final racial slur, the unofficial first place.
I've never seen... How was the second?
Slur, we have the K word, which rhymes with bike and is used to refer to Jews. Given by...
Oh, I know that one.
By the fact that first and second place I'm saying K and N word, you can tell that the use of these words are probably going to get you fired.
Music led every form. Racist, right? Exactly, bro.
Kneecapped as well. The K word originates from when the first Jewish immigrants came to Ellis Island, and when they were signing forms, they would use a circle or kikel in Hebrew instead of a cross to mark their answers, as the cross reminds them of Jesus, which they don't particularly like. This then led to immigration inspectors to refer to them as the K word, and from there it stuck. Not only will this get you fired from your job, it might even constitute a hate crime charge if you're unlucky enough. Anyways, that's all we have for today's video. Hopefully you learned.
Good, this is actually good information.
If I missed out your favorite slur, make sure to comment it, but no, don't do
what? If you missed out my favorites, make sure to comment it? What is he talking about?
Do that. I'm not trying to... I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
Oh, okay, he's kidding.
Demonetizing my channel right after getting it.
Yep.
But anyways,
what? Okay, well, okay, yeah, no. He said no. Every joke has some sort of truth to it. You know what? That's it. This whole thing, I'm not racist, by the way. You feel me? Don't worry. I'm actually not racist. I love every people of all kinds of colors. You know exactly right. I love all kinds of colors. Feel me? I'm not racist. Yeah. Just because I say, like, YouTube, for me, just because I say, like, slurs, or, like, the video you heard slur, don't mean I'm racist. I actually love you guys. I love every single race and every single color, including Indians, too. I love Indians, too, man. Don't worry.